do this and boom! Welcome back to Stranger Palooza. I'm Hank Strange. There is Morgan. This is my 2021 Coachman Beyond that's built on a 2024 Transit chassis, the 350 HD all-wheel drive. And we are in a different location. This is Tennessee. I'm hanging out at my friend Rodney's house in Tennessee. And Rodney also has a Beyond. And today, Rodney is actually just going to be a quick tip on if you have problems with your sliding door, which we do. How do you fix your sliding door? It is a big thing. It might seem like, oh, it's not a big deal. But this is why we've always said, oh, maybe we should get a power door, but power doors would be better. But Rodney actually has a solution. From what I hear, the power doors run into a lot of problems, so it's better to have the manual doors, but they don't necessarily work right. So today we're going to do that. How to fix your manual sliding door if you've got problems with it with my friend Rodney. Let's get into it right now. Here we go. Rodney and Lola. So Rodney's showing off his van. This is ours. This is Morgan. What's your van called, Rodney?
Vandalorian.
Vandalorian.
Yep.
Man, I'm so jealous of you for that idea.
Yeah.
There you go. There's Vandalorian. Whoa, look at that. She's beautiful.
All right.
So lots of updates. We'll do a separate video on that.
So my issue is opening and closing of our door.
Okay.
Right. That is, it's so heavy and requires a lot of work. Oh, see, I even overdid it. I was expecting to have to yank it.
Yeah.
And I didn't need to.
Okay.
And then the closing of it. That's ridiculously.
Yeah, but it didn't close all the way.
Close
So
all the way.
yeah, it's still. There's only a certain amount of adjustment that we can do as the owner of the vehicle. So what we're going to do is actually just adjust your door slightly up so that it will actually move, close forward, and close without.
Yeah.
A lot of effort.
You don't have to overdo it.
So-
Right. Because before, sometimes I'll have to two-hand it to shut my door.
So let's show the door now.
Okay.
Let's show our door now.
Okay.
The difference
All right.
between yours.
Okay.
This is some of this stuff you have to be there, but I think you guys could see. So let's take a look at ours.
So our door currently, if I come to open it, and it's pretty level. So when it's level, it's not so bad. But I do
But I
put a
can
lot
tell
into it.
it's not moving as smoothly.
So what we're
And
going
then
to do
when
is
closing it.
we'll make an adjustment and we'll also lube the door. So
Okay.
we'll put some fine lubricant. So the issue I had with my Coachman, the same thing is in here. We're going to go into detail.
Just this bit?
So what we're going to show right here, where the striker and the lock actually interface, your door actually hits here and goes into the lock. It shouldn't hit the top. It should actually glide into the locking
you can see
mechanism.
that it is, yeah.
So we're in an effort. The older vans from Ford actually had an elevator bolt here that made adjustment fairly easy, and several other YouTubers have made great videos. Unfortunately, this modification Ford's, the 2020 Transit doesn't have an elevator bolt. So what we actually have to end up doing is raising the whole mechanism, raising the door on the mechanism, which will in turn lift the door up and meet
So
the
that
latch.
it hits the latch.
Yep. And it will lock.
Right in the middle
Yep.
there and slide
Yep.
in.
Yeah,
So-
Lola and I were actually looking at some of the new vans, and you said it was a lot easier to manipulate the door.
It-
They
it
might
was.
have fixed that.
I don't
So-
remember which model that was, but there was one that this past weekend was a lot easier to open and close.
Yeah.
So what I like to do is I always like to know where I started from. So I'm going to make a couple reference marks on the
Okay.
hinge itself with a Sharpie pen.
Okay.
So I'll move around here, and I just make them on the side so I know where I had the stuff before. Make a little line at the top and the bottom, and out here. Now when we come back and we show it after the adjustment, you'll see that that
We'll
reference
see how
points
much
have
those
messes. Yeah.
we've
So
moved from there. Okay.
We may get to the limit of travel on that adjustment based on the fact that mine did that. I'm fully maxed out. I'm still not clearing the latch. There's no other adjustments that I've found that work as well as what I've done to mine. And
Okay.
so the tools I use, it's a simple 13 millimeter ratchet. I use a plate or something to lift the door, hold it off the ground, and take the load off it. Because if you're working by yourself, you can do some fancy cantilevering stuff. So I just basically find out on the door where the height is, and I have some knee pads here. So your door's a little bit there, so we'll slide it up underneath there.
Okay, so
So we know it's there. So at least it won't drop out. So then I'm just going to take one of these pads, I'm going to work it up under the door a little bit.
Okay.
Yep. And I'm going to just leave it there. So that's going to hold the door so that if I didn't have an assistant. So then I'm going to break the torque that's on the hinge itself. Right back here. 13 millimeter again. What we talked about. And just enough. You don't have to completely remove them. You'll see in a minute it'll actually start to move fairly easily. So at that point, we just come down here and we check it that we can move it up. Okay.
Oh, so you're just physically lifting the door up. So if you look here on the bottom, just physically lifting it up.
Okay, and then snug up one of them again. Okay, and then we're just going to do a test run.
Okay.
So, and
see the latches.
if you look now, you got an extreme amount of distance. We just raised the door. The lower mark we made is no longer there. So now, when we come forward, we look at the difference in closing. So we're going to open, and then we're going to let it come back. We're going to close. Okay, so now I'm going to tighten the other bolt.
Okay.
And then I'll let Miss Lola try it, see what she thinks of it, and if we're happy. We'll check the door spacing all the way around. We had no impingement, so we're just going to tighten the other one back up.
Okay.
And I don't know the torque spec, but I know it's, and then it's not just tight. I just snug them up good. Okay, so now without lubrication, go ahead, Miss Lola, give it a shot.
Okay. Let me see.
Just try to open it like you normally would. It makes a big difference.
Huge difference, Rodney.
Yeah. Okay, let me see.
I cannot believe it was this simple.
Me either. Well, it won't
Obviously,
quite-
it's not going to close like that. Hold on, let me see.
I'm gonna lube it.
Yeah, and we have the window open too. Okay. There you go. Yeah, I've had to close it several times if I don't put enough
I gotta do that
force
again.
behind it.
Wow. Rodney, I cannot believe this. So much easier.
Yeah, still in traffic.
You know, and you're used to slamming it. I can still tell you're used to slamming it.
Yeah, I am.
So
right.
As components and pieces wear on the van, you got to stay up on the maintenance. I think that when these come off the line, unfortunately, sometimes they're building the vans and they just get used to slamming and closing the door. So what we're going to end up doing, we're going to add some lubricant. I just use a water-based silicone initially and put it on there, and we'll lube all the roller points, upper and lower track systems, and lock mechanism or latching mechanisms on the doors.
Awesome,
So
let's
if you
do it.
Take a break for a second and
Okay.
I'll come back.
So what are you using here?
I use isopropyl alcohol in a spray bottle in a clean cotton rag just to wipe everything down initially, and then to lubricate I use a water-based silicone like for an RV, a slide. I got RV slide stuff as well, but I use this a lot on my boat and it seems to work well. It holds up against the weather, and it's also very environmentally friendly.
Absolutely. Lots of stuff that works on boats works on RVs.
Yeah.
And definitely on these vans.
So where are the lube points on
So
here?
I'm gonna clean. First thing I'm gonna do is clean these rollers up in here.
Okay.
You got up inside, and then I'll just give a little squirt. And a lot of people use grease. Again, I think it's preference of what you want. And then I'm gonna just wipe down your rail as well, because the alcohol will actually clean any grease and dirt that's built up inside.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And all of that's going to cause friction, I'm guessing.
Yep.
Never thought about that.
Okay, and then we'll open the door fully and we'll clean again inside. We'll actually close it on the next one.
Okay. So fully open.
Yep, and then you come up inside here where it rests when you're driving. You get most of that up inside. Okay, and then we just make sure like there's a lock mechanism down here, the latch to hold it open. So we always want to check that too, and it looks like it's been lubed and it's pretty good, but we'll wipe it off because we're going to reapply some lubricant to that. We'll actually use grease on those points. Okay? And then you have another set of rollers up inside here as well. So we're going to wipe out that rail, and it goes all the way up inside. Now it has been lubed in the past. That's the lubrication that was excessive in there. So because grease will attract dust, and dust, you know.
Dust is the enemy.
Yeah.
Because it creates friction, right?
Right.
Okay.
And again, you know, some people will say, well, you just use grease. Again, it's preference to what the customer wants or what you have on the available to you. We can't always have the right stuff every single time. So again, one more set of rollers underneath, all the way, runs all the way down and in the track.
Okay. So
we're cleaning all those. Again, this was what was built up on your door tracks.
And how often do you recommend people?
I'd say
like I left it like this just for demonstration purposes, but
okay.
not really.
So, so my thing now is, how often do you wash your vehicle? And I'd say every couple washes. It's like or when you have an oil change, they should, if you take it to like Ford or somewhere like that, they should be, trying to police up their stuff, greasing the door hinges, greasing all that.
Well, the dealership isn't going to do that for you.
Right. Yeah. So at home, I do my own oil changes for the vehicle and also the generator. And when I do that, I service all the lubricants on the entire coach. So that all the doors.
So just if anyone knows, like this is a dude who flies helicopters. So yeah, the rest of us are not necessarily like that, but it's something we need to think about, right?
Sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, these are our homes. We travel in them. We ride in them. We put our family members in them. We want them to be in the best shape as possible. We want everything to function, not just worrying about tire pressure or lug nut torque, but exit in and out. Is it comfortable? Is it easy to use? Is one part of the family unhappy with the way the door closes? Well, we seem to solve that for the
thanks, Rodney.
the Stranger Palooza team and loaded today. We did a couple little minor adjustments, nothing exotic, nothing outside the realm, but it's that simple. So for the other coachmen that are out there that may have this problem, feel free to reach out to Hank. He could probably share some stuff with you or let me talk with you.
And hopefully I'm trying to get Rodney to do videos because he is a very technically minded person. You've got lots of great ideas, things you've applied to your van.
Yes, sir.
And I hope you make some videos out there.
We're gonna try to.
Yeah, when you start doing that, we'll share in this video and we'll come back and do some other videos with you. Okay. And we'll help you share your channel because I think you have a lot of good stuff to share with folks. Yep. I don't want to be selfish and keep you all to myself.
No.
Only have you work on the Stranger Palooza van.
But the thing is, it's a community to share our knowledge with. And, the websites have it, the YouTubes have it. And, we're a brotherhood of coachmen beyond, drivers, riders, CrossFit people, all those things that go with it. And I think that one little thing I can do, if that helps put a smile on Miss Lola's face after just fixing that door with less than 10 minutes of work. So we'll get on. We're going to lube all the rollers. Yep. We'll come back and put a light film of grease on the track systems as well. So let's get on with that.
Yeah. So is this what you use here?
Yep, I just use the water-based silicone. Yeah, this is
I think I've heard Nick at Coachman say silicone is the best
water-based silicone, and I use it on the rollers, not necessarily on the tracks.
Okay.
Because you want something low and slow to go on there. So inside here again, you have just a little bit. It doesn't take much. I mean, because what happens if you put too much is it. Again, it builds up dust and dirt, just similar to what we had on our rag once we cleaned it. So again, up here you have 3 rollers. You have a vertical and a horizontal rollers. So we're just trying to lube those up a little bit. And you can do this on your regular doors too. And any pivot points that work inside here, just kind of try to shield the van from anything. Like I said, again, it's somewhat environmentally friendly there. So.
There you go. Yeah, you just have to move it.
Yep.
To work it in.
Yep.
Yeah. What are you going to call your channel, Rodney?
I have no idea right now. And it might not be no idea, but
Rodney's Remedies. I don't know.
Yeah.
We got to come up with a name. I mean, you can call your channel Vandalorian, you know that.
Yeah, but I think they would, Disney or whoever would start wondering if
Come after you.
Yeah, but
you just have to put a dash in after the van.
Yeah, that's true.
They can't,
Okay.
They can't get you for that.
It's a little bit of excess. Again, just wipe that off. It's not in a lubrication point. So just get it out, and it's just silicone. It ain't gonna hurt nothing. It actually might improve your water repellent ability there. So. Again, I'll go inside the shop. I'll come out with some grease. I don't necessarily have white lithium grease. I have a little bit, and I'll apply a little bit into the rail system. Multi-purpose white grease. It's just it's a multi-purpose. It's not specifically white lithium grease, but this is just a light amount. Again, more grease, excessive grease attracts dust and dirt, causes buildup, and it increases the wear of the roller themselves. So this is a nice light little bit of coating inside where the rollers ride, up inside the track. They just make a nice coat all the way down inside. Make sure I get in the right track. Try not to make too much of a mess for Lola and Hank to clean up when we're all done at the end of the day. Yeah, I can see a bunch of wiring getting in there. I have a little shop vac that fits in there really nice. Okay, so there's not a lot in that one. Okay, and then again on the top.
On the top.
Yep, we do the same thing up top.
There you go.
I'm making a mess, but I'll clean that up here in a second. So these are the things that get overlooked on your house. You know, people do different things. I guess that's probably be a better way to do this. Let's see. So yeah, you know, you lube up your hinges on your doors and all these home maintenance. This is home maintenance for us B-vanners.
Yeah.
You know, this is our home maintenance right here. So, you know, longevity. I think a couple of the guys have over 100,000 miles on their Coachman's
Yeah. So you're
mount.
saying you're supposed to lube up the hinges on your doors?
Yeah.
Oh,
So
interesting.
and what I don't
When my doors don't work, I get a new house.
Yeah, okay. So the thing I also look at is, you know, especially on the exterior, I'm going to use a different product. Go ahead and close the door, Lola, if you would.
Okay. We're going to use a different product on the rollers back
Yeah, on
here.
the external exterior, because again, it's exposed to the elements. If I just put grease on there, by the time they get back home, there's going to be a pile of dust collected on them grease spots.
Gotcha.
So we're going to use a silicone that'll dry, like a dry film lube, PTFE, whatever somebody wants to call it. Not the water-based stuff necessarily, but
Okay.
it's actually made for RVs and slide outs and things like that. So
Okay.
it'll actually dry up on there.
Yep.
So one thing better, we don't have slide outs on our Class B, so we have a sliding door. So
Right.
why not better use something with a slide out for a slider?
Makes
A
sense.
little 3-in-1 oil, let it apply, and it'll actually dry up to it, and it'll still provide a dry lubrication on the exterior.
Should I open this
Nope,
up a
nope,
little bit?
We're just gonna spray it down in there. Okay. And we're just gonna smear it around, get it all nice and lubed up, and we'll wipe off the exterior, but we want it to lube up inside.
And you
see
want it
there's
to dry on.
Yeah. So we wipe off our excess, and you can open and close it wide. It'll take some time to set up, but go ahead.
So I'll do some opening and closing
Yeah.
of that.
Now it's, yeah.
Now it's almost too easy.
That's very, look at you, Lola. Okay, don't get carried away, woman.
Slam, bang. So sounds like woo, Hank and Lola need to invest in some climate, sound deadener for the doors, and a little bit of insulation.
Yeah, I think we'll wrap this one.
Yep.
Well, before
Yeah.
we wrap it, though,
Okay.
for the folks out there watching, where are all the products that we showed
So,
here? Where can they
Yeah.
find
You can
okay.
Amazon most of this stuff, the 3-in-1 oil, the lithium grease, your local auto parts store, hardware store, and even Walmart, I believe. You can get a little bit of a tube of
Yeah.
it. Or if you have a good friend
Yeah.
that maybe he's got stuff in his automotive shop, or the neighbor.
Right.
You didn't see how much I used, but it was probably
was
less
some.
than a teaspoon of grease.
That's right.
Yeah.
And a couple squirts of oil.
We'll get this stuff. We'll make a list on Amazon if you guys want to support us. We'll have a Amazon list there. We'll put these things in
Yep.
there
Yep.
from Rodney. Thanks for that, and we'll keep some, Rodney, so that Lola, you can do this maintenance so that so that the door always works
So
great.
look,
for
it
you.
sounds like Rodney might be making a trip to Florida soon. So.
Probably.
Have a
You're
great
always
day.
welcome, Rodney.
You're welcome.
All right, so listen, we're gonna get out of here. That is a yeah. Rodney is showing Lola way too many things that I need to do on the van, but I do appreciate it. I hope you guys enjoyed this quick tip. I'm going to try to make it as quick as I can here. That's the sliding door has been a big complaint for Lola, so we've got that fixed right now. Pretty easy to do it. Let us know if you guys have run into this problem, if you've used the same fix or you have a different fix for that. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure to leave your comments and all that. Subscribe here to the channel. We have gotten over 8,000 subscribers, which is awesome. We really appreciate all you guys watching the videos and supporting us. Until the next one, we're out of here. Peace.